this episode we're going to talk about setting up an encounter. I introduced us to our encounter last time, the Lesser Sentient Shadow. The game comes with a little stand you can put this guy in, like so. But for the sake of the video and clarity, I'm just going to lie this down. The other thing I've realised, you do have this tracker which I pulled out to track the energy levels of the encounter, but we don't need it because we're playing solitaire. If you were playing cooperatively, each player would need their own energy tracker, but as we're playing solitaire we can just use this to track the encounter's energies. And I'll take one for myself as well. Here's my codex ready to go. And the other thing is, I have changed a couple of things here. In particular, the specialisation. I'm happy with that one. But I've changed my artefact and I've picked Ring of Collected Haste instead. The other one allowed me to discard spells, which is great when you're working against another player, but not so great working against an encounter. So I've grabbed this one, Ring of Collected Haste, which says once per round I can activate this to gain an extra action. I'll show you that when we get into gameplay. Let's put these to here, to one side. The other thing I wanted to do quickly was show you a few other spells that you might choose as kind of standard things to put in your codex if you're playing against another player rather than an encounter. To start with, you need to make sure you've got a decent attack. Here's a good one, Flame Eternay. This is a good, strong attack, and when it's powered up, it's going to serve you very well. This one takes a focus gem, and actually you can disrupt that. So always bring a disrupt, always bring a dispel, a couple of dispels that are good. Universum Negation. These are all from Mind and Soul, these examples I've shown you. This is a dispel. It allows you to discard a target manifesting spell. Implode Creation is a dispel, another good choice. Mage Handfling is a disrupt. And this allows you to remove focus. So if your opponent's got spells that are focused, you can get rid of them, like Flame Eternay here, which is going to hang around and do damage every maintenance phase, every turn, for as long as it's focused. Channel Higher Self. This is another a good choice because this will give you extra energies. Look out for spells that boost your energies in case the dice aren't in your favour, and to kind of give you an edge. Make sure you've got some shields, so some defences. Here we have Etheric Barrier and Force Field, giving you a good selection of shields against all different types of cards. And make sure you've got something that breaks through your enemy's shields. So you're looking for this symbol here, the subtle. So Judgment is a good choice. All right. So those are some cards that you could perhaps think about including in a Mind and Soul standard deck. First thing we'll do, setting up our encounter, is create the draw bag. So there's a section in the middle here that says we need 4 red chips and 2 yellow chips. So let's grab those. There is, I think it was a Kickstarter bonus, was a drawstring bag. I'm going to grab one from a different game as it goes and use that, but any cup, opaque cup, will do the job. And this is going to drive the AI of the encounter. So I've got 4 red and 2 yellow. I'm going to take this bag. This one's from Dragoncaster. I did a video on this a little while ago, and they go in there and we'll give them a good shake around. The other things to pick up on our encounter, all the spells and abilities that the Lesser Sentient Shadow casts are considered yellow, which is Soul. And this number 2 here, remember we have 2 actions as a player. This one says that the Lesser Sentient Shadow also gets 2 actions each round. And there's a little +1 here. There's also another one here. We'll come back to that in a minute. But this +1, what it says is for every additional player over 1, we're playing solitaire, so we ignore this. But if you were playing 2-player, then you'd add 1 on. If you're playing 3-player, you'd add 2 on. Okay, so that would give the lesser sentient shadow a few extra actions each round. The other thing is, when you're setting up an encounter, I've pulled out these 4 shields, because remember, lesser sentient shadow, all of its effects, all its spells, what have you, are going to be yellow, okay? And they're going to be soul, and none of these shields block yellow, okay? But that doesn't matter. I've got the component requirements for all these different shields, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of them out. Let's just take out one of these material bindings of Malkuth. Let's take out another as well. Let's take out the Obelisk of Serenity. Let's take out these. And to solve the shield problem, I'm going to add this etheric barrier. This is a transmute, and it's going to add these 3 spheres to any existing shield, okay? And I think I'll replace the other one with Channel High Self, just to give myself those extra energies I need. The other thing to look at is this one. This one tells you who the sentient shadow will target, and this yellow square represents your harmony and discord. So whoever has the lowest harmony will be the player being targeted. And then finally, this value here, 10, this is their starting essence. This is their health, if you like. And again, it's got a small little +2 here. So for every player additional to 1, the sentient shadow would get an extra 2 essence for the start of the game. So let's set that up now. So we'll just grab their energy tracker and put their essence to 10. Everything else starts at 0, so resonance and harmony. And we'll do the same for us as it goes. We will set our essence to 10. So every player gets 10 essence. Resonance and harmony set to 0. And we also collect 3 green will tokens. These are these. We'll talk about these as we get into gameplay. Notice too, we've got our specializations and our artifact set up. In the previous episode I talked about enhancements and how you could only have a limited number of enhancements, and there were 4 slots that you could fill with enhancements. Well, your specialization and artifact, they take up 1 each. Alright? So if you want to play an enhancement heavy codex and you want to get more of those out, that's okay, because these things can be dismissed at any time, and that's kind of like a free action. If we come to do that, we'll show you what a free action means and what a dismiss means. But it basically means you can just send one of these to the discard pile as a free action, and then you can put your enhancement in its place. Let's start things off then with our... we need a focus gem as well. We need that. We'll put this all aside for the moment until we need it to clear a bit of space. So first thing we're going to do is start off with our resonance roll. We roll the dice during the initiative phase. We rolled a 10, so that's a good start. And remember, I placed a page at the front of my codex here to tell us that your resonance roll of 10, here we go. So 1 to 3 gives you 1 resonance, 4 to 6, 2, 7 to 9, 3. 10 is 5. Right, so that's a good start. 5 resonance. So we chalk our energy tracker up to 5, and we'll do the same for the lesser sentient shadow. But he gets a bonus, and it's this value here in at the top left. So he gets the 5 plus this value here in the circle, 1. 5 plus 1, he's going to get 6. Now for every additional player over 1, so if we were playing 2 players against this encounter, you get an additional +1, okay, for each additional player. So let's mark him up for 6 resonance. The game also comes with a bunch of square tokens. These things
You can basically use them for anything you want, but I'm just going to grab a couple for each player, because I'm going to use these to mark, for the sake of the video, who spent what in terms of actions, okay? So let's put these here for him and these here for us. For now, we'll leave it there. Join me next time as we begin Serpent's Tongue, player versus encounter.